Hey y'all, we are back. I'm here to talk about Beyond the Gates, okay? If you're new to the channel, then hey, bitch. Make sure you guys are coming into the video, you're liking the video, you're sharing the video, and you're also subscribing to the channel. Now, let's go ahead and talk about a few things that took place this week. Now, I did not take any notes, so there might be a few things that I missed, and that's okay, all right? First things first, there was something that happened earlier. I believe it was this week. I don't think it was last week, but either way, there was something that happened this week where this lady, I guess her name was June or something, she ended up coming into the police station, and I think his name is Jacob. I think that's Naomi's husband's name. He ended up texting her, telling her to come down to the station because I guess she was homeless and whatever else the case is, right? Y'all, why do I want this lady to be connected to Haley so bad? Not that she would play her mom, because in real life, the person that plays that character name is Jasmine Burke, and Jasmine Burke, I don't think, is older than Haley, right? I think in real life they may be around the same age of some sort. Maybe if she is older, maybe they're still close in age, but not a wide enough gap for her to be like her mom or anything. So I'm kind of slick hoping that that's Haley's sister. I do. I hope that there is some connection with Haley because I don't know. I want to learn more about Haley, child. And maybe, situations with Haley may be why the lady ends up homeless anyway. Okay. But he calls Naomi down to the station to help her. And I don't know why he feels so compelled to call his wife down for her to help out this woman. I don't know what the details are, but I'm ready to get the backstory on that to find out who is June or whatever her name is, and why is it important for Naomi to now help her after Naomi has just helped those ladies that was suing her dad's firm. Y'all know Bill ended up firing old dude that ended up having the harassment lawsuit or whatever. He ended up getting rid of that man. The man was not happy about it. And Bill's like, listen, you might as well go ahead and head out because I would hate to like have to force you out. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, you're pretty much trying to avoid the inevitable. You're going to be getting away from here either way it go. So of course the man is upset. He ended up leaving anyway. But let me tell y'all something. I think that man going to fuck around and come back with a vengeance on Bill's ass. And it's going to be real interesting to see. I think that man has tea on Bill. And it's going to be real interesting. The reason I say that is because Bill is a person that has been collecting infinity stones on every damn body. All right. Whether he got tea on Martin, whether he got tea on Ted, whether he got tea with Father Dupree, whether he has whatever stones he has with these people, he's been collecting them. And what he did not realize is that that man probably was collecting something on him. And I feel like he gonna spin the block. Give him some time. It may not be in the next few months, but I feel like we probably gonna see him again on some drama or something dealing with the bill. Okay. Because I refuse. That man being as sneaky and grimy as he is, especially when it comes to women and stuff, I just refuse to believe that he's just going to let Bill do away with him like that after he's helped that firm make all that money. Come on now. And then at some point, the privilege has to show up with the man, right? So he's going to be back to show that privilege. And he's probably going to need Father Dupree on his side, being that he was a civil rights activist of some sort. I don't know, but that's just what I'm speculating. But I feel like that's not the last that we saw of him. All right. Um, what else ended up taking place? I think that not Naomi, but Danny ended up having a conversation with Haley. It seems like she really is trying to move forward to a better place. But I think that she slick was trying to tell her, like, but also understand that there will come a time, though, BIT. I was once in your shoes, okay? And everything that I dealt with, you're about to deal with yourself, right? I think they had a sit down like that, and I think she also gave permission for Haley to be, served down to the clubhouse or whatever it is, the golf house, whatever it is, okay? So it seems like I'm not gonna say they in a better place, but Danny is getting to a better place herself. So Bill was a bit surprised to know that Danny looked out for Haley in that manner, and then Haley also thought she was pregnant, y'all. And I'm so glad Haley was not pregnant by Bill. Bill's so ready to start over and start this family with Haley. Like, it just doesn't seem like a real relationship to me, although they're married. Something about it is off, okay? But we'll find out. I'm sure it's gonna be something else that shows up at a later time. But now let me tell y'all know I ain't been featuring. I think her name is Ashley the nurse and Derrick. I do not like them at all. But baby, the direction they finna take this storyline is finna be some drama. And this is what I'm about to be disappointed by. And I feel like I could already see it. I just know, y'all. I feel like I could already see it, right? So first of all, it's clear that what is his name, Andre? Because I'm forgetting some of the characters. So I think Andre is falling in love with Danny. Period. Okay. It got to a point where he ended up kissing her after the anniversary ceremony or whatever. And she said something at one point this week where she was talking about letting people know that they're together or something, or maybe that's going to be a flash to next week or something. But basically, I think it was like them trying to figure out what they want to do with their situation. He's like, he's with whatever she wants to do. Basically, he's falling for her. Now, he tried to put the little whip appeal over there on Miss Nurse Girl, but Miss Nurse Girl was like, ooh, back up off me because you know I got a man, okay? Period. So he was like, all right, cool. Let me back up off you. So now he's falling more and more for Danny. My problem is this. This is what's going to happen. In my personal, I feel like Ashley and Derrick are about to move in together as they already have. Derrick is only wanting to move in with her because Derrick is slick, controlling as fuck, and that is the side that he hasn't fully shown her yet. I think he's going to be possessive as fuck. I think he's going to be controlling as fuck. I think he's going to be manipulative as fuck, and I think he's going to end up being abusive as fuck. In my personal, now I cannot recall how long they've been dating for them to eventually move in with each other. But the way that she was so apprehensive about him moving in with her and then finally just giving in, like, yeah, we should do it. The way they were sitting on the couch and they're going through the whole compatibility test and stuff, and he's saying things to fit her answer to make her think that they are actually more compatible than what they are. Like, y'all are not compatible at all. And I slick feel like Derrick may be a fucking weirdo. I feel like Derrick running his ass into that house to say that quote unquote cat. I feel like some truth may come out about that particular situation at a later time. Maybe it may not be what it is that we think, but I feel like I said this before I kind of like took a break on reviewing. I feel like I may have said this in a previous video where I felt like I was questioning whether he did that intentionally to get into the hospital so that he could therefore get the attention of Miss Ashley or whatever her name is, right? And if so, that is manipulation to one of the highest powers. Okay, because you will go that far to risk your life, damn near kill yourself to get the attention of this woman, all because you really have jealous tendencies when it comes to another man. Now, granted, you should be concerned, when it comes to that man wanting to be up on your girl or whatever. I get it, but to that extent, and then to go as far as to try to befriend Derrick and hang around him all because Jacob told you, like, hey, he wants your girl. Jacob not wrong. No, don't get it twisted. Jacob wasn't wrong, but for you to want to befriend the man, bring the man to the house and all of that, like that was some weird stuff that was going on. And I'm telling y'all, Derrick is weird. And I feel like when I was not connecting with his character and I feel like, oh, their storyline is so boring, I feel like they were playing and acting exactly how they were supposed to, because once the lead up gets to where it needs to be, we're going to be like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting that from him. Right? Yeah, that man is, he's a weirdo. Period. Don't care what nobody talking about that. Derrick is a weirdo, baby. And he finna give him some time. He finna wear Ashley ass out. And what's gonna happen, as I was speaking on Andre and Danny may be so clicked up, may be in a relationship, whatever the case is, right? And she is going to need saving from that pussy Derrick. And Andre is likely going to run to her rescue and save her. And from him trying to save her, may then start to fall for her. And this sucks for Danny in my personal, because I feel like with Danny, she may be dealing with this all over again of falling for a person. She finally got her eyes completely off of Bill Hamilton onto this person that she may have thought would never hurt her or whatever, because he's been her savior in so many ways, right? So the same way we've seen Andre show up for Danny, he gonna fuck around and have to show up for Miss Nurse. Now, he don't have to show up for her, but he's gonna make a choice to do so. And I think that could drive a wedge between him and Danny. And I feel like Danny's gonna be back at that place where she's like, damn, you cheated on me. You or they may not even mess with each other. They may just get caught up kissing. The kiss that he gave her or tried to give her, she may end up planning it on him. Danny may walk in, she may see all of this, whatever the case is, but Ashley is going to bring a wedge in between the two of them. And I don't want Ashley to be able to get Andre at all. Sorry, I think y'all should continue to be good friends, because obviously if you didn't work out prior to this time and every time you're trying to connect is something, then maybe y'all should just continue to be friends, and that's it. And maybe something's trying to tell you something. Okay. So I just think that Derrick is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I feel like the mama slick already know that. Um Yeah, I think the mama knows that. I think the mom, it was like bringing to the attention some things that was just weird, like, my daughter this, that, something she was saying about it, that she was like really apprehensive about some things. And then she gets to the house, she opens the door up with her own key. And of course, I said, watch this. I said, baby, you ain't gonna have that key much longer because Derrick not gonna have it. So Ashley was like, Mom, I have a boyfriend now that lives with me. You can't be coming in my home like this. Like, girl, it's gonna be a mess. And if Ashley already ain't got no friends, I feel like Derrick gonna isolate her as from them friends. I don't trust Derrick no more. I think he's gonna be a sneaky, conniving at some other. We're gonna have to keep our eyes on them. So I feel like their storyline is making to be a very interesting storyline. It started off real extremely slow, unnecessary, but the move in, this is where the turning point happens. And I feel like I see where y'all are trying to take this. I feel like it. I see where y'all, but we gonna see. I feel like y'all, I see. Cause now I'm wondering, why are you really leaving from with your roommates? Did your roommates kick your weird ass out? And you're needing a place to go. And why would a man, in my personal, unless he just ain't got no money or something, he really down and out, can't afford to get your own fucking place? Because if you see she lives in a damn studio apartment, why are you trying to move into an apartment with her, into that small ass place, and then bringing all of your bullshit there? In my personal, so I'm like, ma'am, no, y'all. If y'all are gonna live together, then maybe go and move to a bigger place, right? That makes sense to me. But you're gonna allow him to come impede on your space and your peace. I think she should have pushed back more. And I feel like I don't know how they got together, but I don't know. Ashley and how she operates with Derrick kind of makes me feel like there is some guilt or something there. Like she's in that relationship out of guilt of something. Cause it does not seem like she has a connection with him for real either. Just as much as we didn't see a connection with her and Andre, it's even less of a connection too with her and Derrick. For real, for real. So I'm like, she act like she cares about him, but I just feel like, what's the real reason you with this guy? What's the real backstory on this relationship and how it happened? Right? You sure Derrick wasn't no damn stalker? I don't know, but I don't trust Derrick, and that's really giving the short answer. That's the short answer for me. So that's what they got going on. Another situation that ended up happening was Leslie still been on the heads of the Duprees, okay? Um and she still focused on that. Eva wants her to let it go. She ain't trying to let it go, baby, and neither is Kat. And I'm so here for motherfucking Kat, baby. Kat has been on it from day one. Kat has been on it from day one. When she walked up in that girl house after Leslie left, and Miss what's her name? Eva thought that it was her mom at the door, and she saw Kat was at the door, and Kat came on in, baby. And Eva left that girl in the living room by herself enough time for her to snap a picture. Baby, Kat got some type of different type of intuitiveness. Now I've been seeing people online saying that they feel like these two sisters are twins. Potentially. That I don't know, but we shall see. But I'm gonna circle back around to their storyline and stuff. But before we get to them, I do want to talk about what's that couple name? The McBrides, Vanessa and Doug, real quick. When I tell you I do not like either one of them, it's like their characters irritate me so much. It's something about it. Like she's a horn dog, and he also they both have an addiction. She's addicted to sex. He's addicted to gambling. They're both a disgrace in my personal. He's trying to break away from gambling. He's so upset with himself that he almost injured somebody or killed somebody during a surgery, or either somebody didn't make it through a surgery. I can't remember, but he injured his hand. You got Joey around here walking around like he really Mr. Billy Badass, and he's, pretty much intimidating. Doug, no, he got to get this man his money back. You got Doug's friend keep trying to bring him down to the doggone casino. Like, they could just really do a better job with them. But let me tell y'all something. This week, I feel like was really a turning point in storylines for me. And it's so interesting because this week only had 3 episodes. So for this week to be the turning point, the way that it has been with Derrick and Ashley, Doug and Vanessa. First of all, they could not make it to the anniversary party of Nicole and Ted. Okay, of course, Doug is working because he overly working himself or whatever, so he can get that money up. Meanwhile, we don't even know what necessarily happened to Vanessa, but I'm going to tell y'all what I think going on with her is one of two things, okay? Vanessa is in a hospital. Of course, somebody gave a call to Nicole, said they weren't going to make it. She was being understanding. When they go to Nicole in the bed, Nicole tells Doug, thank you so much for that nausea medication, yada, yada, yada. Then they just kept talking and stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I think that Vanessa is pregnant. Vanessa is pregnant. That's what I think. At her big grown age, kids in college and stuff, she's pregnant and not by her husband. Now, see, here's the thing though. Keep in mind. This is gonna be real interesting. So, first of all, if she ain't pregnant, Miss Ma'am done call her STD. Okay, from one of these guys. But what will be the gag for me is if she is pregnant and don't necessarily know who the dad is, and they're gonna draw that storyline out for however long. But it could potentially be her husband's. We may go through all of this not knowing who the dad is, and it could actually end up being her husband's because remember, her and Doug ended up having a super hot, steamy night. They really got it in, whatever they did, okay? They tried to really give us a full sex scene type thing. I was like, girl, we really don't need all of this with these unnecessary characters. High key. But I feel like these two they may be bringing in a child. If not, she could potentially be pregnant by Diego, who I believe works for Joey. Because at one point she called for like, oh, you can have the same guy come or whatever the case is. She was calling for an escort. And then, I mean, unless this is a completely separate guy, but she called for an escort. Joey ends up showing up. They're having a conversation, yada, yada, yada. And then that was that. I think another time. So after she had hunched on her own husband, she wakes up the next morning and she's calling for an escort. Like, this woman is so horny. Okay. And maybe it's not a Diego, because if it was Diego, she could just call him up. She don't have to call an escort service. So this would have been a completely different person. Right. Then she's trying to connect with Diego. She feels away because Diego not connecting with her or whatever. So I think they may have eventually gotten it in. But I think that Vanessa is preggo. And the question is going to be, who is she preggo by? And I could potentially see her getting an abortion thinking that it was somebody else's. Right, and trying to hide that from her husband, and he may end up finding out about it, and it may continue to drive a wedge. But what was also foreshadowing for me was when they talked about, once they learned about the stuff with Ted and what happened at the party, and we'll get to that. She and Doug were talking about the situation, and it seems to me that Doug wasn't too surprised. Like, people mess up is what he say. I don't know what Doug may also already know about Ted, but he wasn't that surprised about what happened. And so to see how she felt about the news regarding Nicole and Ted versus the news of how she felt when it came to Bill Hamilton and old girl, he's like, basically you have two different reactions. And she tried to make it seem like, oh, well, with Danny knew what was going on, and she was kind of like okay with what all was happening. I'm like, girl, no, Danny wasn't. All right. Whereas with Nicole, she didn't deserve this. She didn't know anything about this, yada, yada, yada. So the way that they're talking makes me feel like, and it's crazy because it's so much I want to say. And I'm going to try to get it all out because I'm going to be jumping all over the place because I don't want to forget my thoughts. It just makes me think about, how he talks about cheating or how they see relationships or whatever. And I'm like, it's real interesting because I don't know if he knows his wife is cheating on him. I don't think he knows. But what's interesting is that Nicole does know. Nicole knew that her friend was out there messing around doing this and that, but you weren't saying that to your friend. I don't remember you telling your friend, girl, you need to stop your shit. You need to da-da-da-da. But then now we done learned the tea about your man, and I want to have sympathy just a bit. But then at the same time, it's like you over here supporting her and her own shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess, but all in all, like, I mean, I still feel like Ted, you was dog ass wrong, and we'll get to that. But yeah, so I just thought that was like real interesting. Like, your man don't know about this, but your bestie know about it. But that's how it go, ain't it? So, anywho, all in all, I don't think that, Doug knows that she's cheating. I think he's going to find out. And what's going to be even more crazy is if we learn next week that she's presented and he is presented with some type of pregnancy results. And how far along is she in that pregnancy? And whether it would have been before he and her engaged in sex. And that's why, like, it's so funny because, like, when Vanessa and Doug engaged in the sexual, the hot steamy night, it came so left field, nobody was expecting it. But because I feel like it's about to be a storyline now as far as her pregnancy, they needed that night to happen in an effort for her to be on this scale of not knowing who's what. Who's my baby daddy? Okay, so I don't know, y'all. This is gonna be. It's getting good. It's getting good. I'm not gonna hold you. It's getting good. This was a really good week. I think people gave better looks, especially Vanessa, because I don't know who been blend anyway. Vanessa has been looking better. I think the cast has been looking better. I think the acting has been a bit better. I think they did a good job this week for sure. Was there anybody else, anything else that I mean, of course, you got I cannot stand Martin, y'all. I think I dislike Martin's character more than anybody character on this show. And he has something going on with him. That boy has anger issues. I don't know if something happened to him when he was a child and nobody knew about it, but that man has some issues, baby. And we need to know more about Martin and where and how he developed the mind and the everything, the personality that he has. Because he is out of control. I don't really want to go back into that, the situation with the kids and daughter wanting to model, the son being bullied, all of that, whatever. That's that. Let's get to the night of when this party happened, okay? So Eve and them getting ready to go out the house, and the mama's like, "We gotta hurry up and go." Eve was trying to talk her out of it. She's like, "Oh no, man, we're not doing that. We finna go." So they get to the venue. She locks her mom into this closet, okay? Mama is over there eavesdropping, listening to different conversations, and the whole time Kat is on it, but she ain't on it, right? She's on it, but can't quite pinpoint it. But she's like, something's off with Eva. That lady Leslie is connected to her in more ways than one. And I feel like something is about to go down, and I need to warn my parents. When I tell y'all, Chelsea may have the dumbest character. She may be the dumbest character on this show. Chelsea's character is so dingy and ditzy, and I hate that so much. Like, she just don't be on point. She was listening to Kat complain, but she kind of gave Kat the same energy that Kat parents, especially Nicole, gave her. Like, how can you be so sure? Yada yada yada, whatever, and that's fine. My issue with Chelsea is how she feel. I don't like, and it's crazy because I think they did a good job with capturing this, because I feel like it's a lot of influencers or streamers that are like this, where they just think everything is content. And it's not. Like, you're filming somebody else's wedding, even if that is your daddy. Did he tell you that you can? And you over here filming the wedding, not thinking about how that's going to make your mother feel, to know that it's plastered all over social media, that you're filming your dad getting married to your sister's best friend. Like, it's really heavy on the self-centeredness for me. You didn't take your sister into consideration, nor your mom, but you're filming the wedding. Okay, then you're so dingy and ditzy, but you're smart enough to get into a 3-way relationship or sexual something that you got going on, and then you want to sit down with the girl and tell her that you more so feeling her than the man, because it's just some different type of vibes. And it's so funny to me. Like, why you also can't speak up when your sister Naomi approached y'all at the table and was like, "Hey, me and such and such are here. Come over here and eat with us." You could have said, "No, I'm trying to get to know my new friend. We'll come with you guys later." Instead of that, you just went along. Why don't you use that voice the same way you use that phone to record everything, and speak up just a little bit? The way you was giving your dad the third degree. You giving your daddy the third degree. You mad at him, but you want to film his wedding. Who, I guess. Anywho, then we get to the anniversary and she doing the same thing. About to piss me off, holding the phone, recording, just holding the phone. And Naomi said, "You might want to put that phone away. We don't want to have another situation like we did with Dad's wedding." Like, why do you feel like you're obligated to other people's lives as well? Like, if you're gonna film the stuff that you do that. Okay? But when you come into filming your aunt's anniversary without permission, your dad's wedding, and then now your mama, something happened with your mom. Like, if anybody wants to know the enemy to the Duprees, high key is giving Chelsea. Just a little bit. Because you be putting your family drama on display front row, and it's insane. It's too much. So, anywho, Kat done locked Leslie up. And she goes back out there mingling, whatever the case is. And then at some point she does run back out there. I'm sorry, not Kat, but Eva done locked Leslie up. And, Kat has an inkling that something's going on. Then everybody's showing up and they chit-chatting or whatever the case is. Eva runs to go get her mom. First of all, when she go back there to open the door for her mama and tell her to call it off, she wasn't back there. Kat bumped into her. When I tell y'all, Kat has been on Eva's R's. She has. And I don't know, because people feel like they may be twins, and that's possible because that could be a bit of telepathy that's going on as to why Kat be knowing these moves that Eva's making. Or it could just be that that Kat may be a bit intuitive. Potentially. So she meets her there. She busts into the door because she knew Leslie was behind the door. But you was right, just wrong time. Leslie was not in the room. So then Eva is surprised, like, where the hell this lady at? Like, oh my God. So then she catches her mama. She tells her mama, like, mama, like, listen, we're not going to do this or whatever like that. Mama psychs her out, make her think Kat is coming, throws her in the room, lock the door behind her. This other fine specimen of a man, and I forgot what his name is. It's Dr. something. But let me tell y'all, that's going to be Nicole's new love interest. That's what I believe, and I could be wrong, but I feel like that is going to be who Ted is going to have to be worried about. Either that or he may fall for Eva at some point. It's one of the two. It's one or the two. Okay? It's one or the two. And let me tell you why. When he came to the function, when he came to the anniversary, of course, he and Nicole had an exchange. And they've had an exchange more than once, right? And so he told her something about, I guess, Bill being lucky and how great of a woman she is. Whatever it was he told her, she tells him something about, well, you never know. Stick around. Your lovely lady may be here somewhere tonight. And I said, and it's you. You're going to be that lady for him. I don't know why, but I feel like during the time that Bill done messed this up, that man is likely going to be comforting Nicole in some fashion. And Bill showing his ass, not Bill, but Ted showing his ass may bring them closer together. We shall see either that or he may connect with Eva, considering the fact that he was the one to be there to save her out the door. He gets to the door. She's beating on the door. He's like, hello, somebody in there? She's like, yes, me. Who? He's like, who is it? She's like, who are you? He's able to let her out. He wants to know how you get locked up in here. She's like, I'll tell you later. I gotta stop this. So she runs out there. Okay. Baby, she's like, y'all gotta go. Y'all got to get the hell up out of here. I don't know where you got to go, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Okay. Then Leslie comes around and said, oh no, baby. Oh no, honey. You thought that they was going to be able to escape this tornado that I'm finna bring in here? Oh no, ma'am. I am here now. Teddy. Girl, she cute. I hate when she be like, Teddy. I hate it so much. Okay, I hate when she does it because I really don't like her as a character. But that actress is playing that fucking role. You hear me? Miss Ma'am is playing that role. And actually, everybody is doing a good job. In my part, I think all the actors, for the most part, it was a little shaky, but they're doing good. So much to the point that I don't even want them to get rid of Ted. Like, do not bring in the new Ted. We used to this Ted. Let's keep the Ted that we got. Thanks, okay? But because I can't stand her. When you are playing in a role to where I do not like you, you're doing a good job, okay? She come in there and I'm like, why ain't nobody stopping this lady? And she just like, Teddy, tell him who I am, da 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 da. And Nicole is like, Sherry, and then somebody else I think called her Leslie, and then he said something about Dana. She's like, how many names does she got? So she's just going in and telling the story about what happened and how they were lovers, met him back in the day. He didn't know that she got pregnant by him or whatever, or at least she did. He knew she got pregnant, but he tried to run her out of town by using Bill Hamilton. So the girls are learning more about the Bill. Now, granted, I think what she said Bill told her, I do not believe that. She says that Bill ran up on her and told her, you need to get rid of this child. If you had this child, I'm going to take your child and I'm going to sell it pretty much to the highest bidder on the black market. That's what she said Bill told her. Now, granted, yes, I can see Bill kind of going that far with stuff, right? But at the same time, I don't believe that he told her that, because at the end of the day, this woman is a woman that has held a grudge for many a years and decades. This is also the same woman that put the own illusion in her head that she was going to be able to be with somebody else's husband. All right. She created a lot in her own head. She's created characters. She's created a lot of shit. Okay. She even, the way she approached the conversation of exposing who Ted is and who she is to Ted, she even made it appear as though they were active lovers in that moment. The way she was talking, only for the story to continue to go on. And what do we learn? That, oh, this is old. You guys are not current lovers, but we already know that. But Nicole doesn't. Right? Oh, we had a baby. He told me to get an abortion or whatever like that. But I did it. I ran. I fled to Chicago. I had my baby there. Right? And then she comes back and he was like, what did you say? And she says, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. You didn't hear me. Meet your daughter, Eva. Baby, Eva had to stand there looking crazy, crying. Baby, you was acting with them tears, baby. Everybody was in there crying. Nicole was crying. She was crying. I think Kat was over there crying. Kat was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Why do I feel like I just lost my family? Like, girl, it's a mess. But you had been on their head tops, though. And I feel like Kat really should be upset with everybody. Everybody. Yes, because yes, y'all was not listening to her. Y'all put Eva up here and your daughter down there. Yes, ma'am. She should feel away. Okay. And at one point, Kat even sat with the assistant. I can't think of her name, but the other assistant to Nicole. And she was saying something about, oh, whatever issue me and Eva had, it's long gone away, Leslie, this and that. She learned more tea about Leslie through that lady. She ain't even been knowing the damn lady long enough. Only a few months before she decided to recommend her daughter to work for the Richardsons. Girl, it's just been a mess. So Eva had to come forward, acknowledge it. Yes, whatever. Like, you got to understand, like, she's my mom and this is what she told me. She made me feel like you didn't want me or whatever. And she's like, wait, you told him that you had an abortion? You never told me that you told him you had an abortion. Right? So this whole time you had me thinking this man didn't want me, but that's not what the case was, right? Because the whole time, I guess he didn't know that she was pregnant, because she told him she was pregnant, but she said that she was going to get an abortion. So from the understanding of what Ted was saying, it seems like Bill Hamilton may have just paid her. Right? Just paid her off or whatever, give her whatever it is she needed for her troubles and for having the abortion. But she never had the abortion and she kept the money. Right? So this whole time, Ted thinking that he ain't got no child. He got rid of her. She living her life. She had an abortion. Whatever the case is, he's scot free, baby. No, you're not. That's why you probably should have went down there to that clinic with that lady. Anywho, aside from that, she tells the whole story. Miss Nicole over there emotional, crying with her mama and Danny. At some point, she said she couldn't take it no more, honey. She had to run out. Kat ran over there to Eva, said, you said that you was trying to stop this shit. Then, girl, stop it. Girl, it was just a mess, honey. It was good, though. It was a mess. So Eva tried to stop it. It didn't work, She did try to stop it earlier on when she said something like, this lady locked me in a closet and she did this and that. Somebody stopped her. So then that's when Martin and Smitty got up to take her out. And then Nicole said, let her go. Because Nicole wanted to hear the rest. Okay, she wanted to hear what else is really going on. Okay, so I feel like Nicole always had an inkling that her husband cheated on her around that time that she talks about on that film that Andre recorded, when I guess she was going through some stuff. Her husband wasn't answering the phone. I feel like she's always had an inkling that he was cheating, or he at least did, but never really, just kind of like let it go type thing, right? But all in all, Bill was pissed. So when he was trying to go after Nicole, baby, the daddy stopped him and said something like, hey, what am I to make of this? He said, sir, or Mr. Dupree, not right now. I got to go out. I said, I know that's right, because I don't give a damn what you make of it. I don't give a what you make of it. I'm trying to go after this person here. I'll talk to you. It's like, you are not the one that's owed the explanation right now. Okay, so I was with Ted on that when he ran out. But baby, here go Martin. Because Martin, I just can't stand Martin. Okay, I can't stand Martin. Martin, first of all, you be so unfair to your own spouse. And I wouldn't be surprised if we learned that you two cheated on Smitty while you talking, but you want to sit up here and be saying whatever you saying to your dad. Now, granted, I'm not saying dad is a great guy because he not. Eat his ass up, okay? He might be he had that time in his life, but it seemed like he may have been faithful the entire time, but y'all don't know that. So your emotions are fresh off of, how dare you? You've been over here living a lie this whole time. Like, and you made my mama cry. I got a problem with you. So I get it. But at the same time, I just don't like Martin. Martin walks up saying what he said to dad. I remember that lady. You used me. You had me in that room doing this and that. And I'm like, but you be using your kids. And I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't use those two children that you adopted to help you get the political office that you do got. So just as much as your daddy was using you, you're a user too. So I don't trust you and I don't like you for real. Okay? But because you're a Dupree, I'll deal. But so he's upset with his dad saying whatever he's saying. Then he pushed out his daddy. The man flew back in the chair. Okay? I'm talking about flew back. And that was another indicator of how Martin has anger issues. Okay? And they have yet to go into deeper to find out what is really going on with Martin and what has Martin been through for him to actually respond the way he does to people at times. And he often responds in a way of him trying to continue to control his madness, which is why whatever it is he thinks about, dreams about, I am starting to think that, because at one point I was thinking, well, maybe he just witnessed something or maybe he did something on accident. Like, no, I think his anger got the best of him and he may have clapped somebody. Yeah. He may have run somebody else off the road and killed them, which probably was those kids' parents potentially. Who knows, okay? But yeah. So here go Eva trying to talk to Ted. Ted's like, girl, I ain't even trying to talk to you right now. Then the mama come out and she's saying something and feeling a way about her daughter and all this and that. And he's like, listen, I'm not trying to hear neither one of y'all right now. So I know that's right. Get the hell out of my face, okay? Get out I'm not hearing neither one of y'all. That man said, all I'm hearing is that I should have listened to Cat. B-I-T-C-H, I'm hollering. But see, here's the thing though, Ted. At the end of the day, this is what you did. And you have to sit in it. Because I'm like, even if you would have listened to Cat, it was going to come out at some point. What if Eva just would have showed up and said, are you my dad? I did an ancestry test or a genealogy test. And I've been trying to find who my real dad is. Da 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 da. And it rung back to you. So I just feel like either way, you was going to have to deal with this moment. Despite what it looked like, and it still was going to rupture the heart of Nicole and embarrass the family. Either way it goes. So I understand that you're mad, but I also feel like you should be mad at yourself. Yes, be mad at Eva for playing, right? Because as much as Eva says, my mama convinced me, you're still you're still old enough. You old enough to know, period, okay? So yes, I would be upset that you were under my roof knowing this whole time you were my child and you operated like this. You're a person that likely cannot be trusted like I don't trust your mama, right? And definitely be mad at her because of the vengeance that she has for all of these years and for her keeping your child, not letting you know that she actually had one by you, supposedly. But here's the thing. We still do not know if Eva is truly his child. Eva is going to give a paternity test over to Kat. I don't know if Kat is going to do further research and then learn that the documents were doctored. Because keep in mind, remember, when Eva gave her mother some DNA or whatever, her mother gets on the phone and says, I need a favor. Now, I don't know if that favor was, can you run these results for me? Or if that favor was, can you run these results for me? If it comes back negative, then I need you to just doctor up something saying that that is his child. So I'm starting to believe that Eva may not be his child. And if Eva is his child, she could have called, because since, people want to believe that Eva could have been taken at birth, she could have called and said, when you do these results, and you have me on there as well, make sure that you say that she's my child, just like she's his child, right? Because we don't know if Eva is actually Leslie's daughter or not, and we damn sure don't know if she belongs to Ted. So she might belong to Ted and come to find out may belong to Nicole too. Who knows, right? Nicole did say that she suffered a miscarriage, but she didn't say that she suffered the stillbirth. So that would have been interesting if she would have suffered the stillbirth and they lied to her and told her that's what happened, but her child ended up being Eva. You know what I'm saying? So that would be interesting, but That would have been one thing, but I don't think that's the case. So people are going to leaning on this twin theory. I'm not necessarily seeing the twin theory, but who knows? Okay, there could be a swapped at birth type of theory. But if she fled town, supposedly, I don't know. She could have fled town. Leslie could have miscarried her own damn child. Okay, and she could have fled town just to get a child. Hello, and raise it up as her own, only to show and say, "Hey, this is your daughter." Years later, knowing that it wasn't. So I mean, it could be so many different ways that this could go. Andre sits with her and lets her know, like, listen, you're not the only person that could have stopped this situation. I could have too. He told me he cheated. He didn't say nothing about you actually being here, but he told me he cheated, and he wanted to tell Nicole, but I stopped her from doing it. Right? So that's that. I'm trying to see what else. Leslie is off the hinges. She literally sits by herself and have a full conversation with Nicole, who wasn't there. And I knew Nicole wasn't there because I said, I know Nicole is not standing here. I said, and the energy Nicole is giving is not Nicole's usual energy. So this woman is hallucinating. And the fact that she's hallucinating so much so to the point that she think Nicole gonna let her have Ted also leaves me to believe that she needs to be committed, okay, or at least admitted to somebody's facility. Nurse, she's loose again, okay, because this lady has been unhinged from the beginning, and with them showing different things about her, not only do they showing her with different wigs on, I think she has multiple personalities, and I don't know what that is diagnosed as. And with that being said, it furthermore for me lends itself to the fact that she created in her head whatever idea she wanted to about her and Ted. Yes, have no doubt about that Ted cheated on her. I mean, cheated with her. No doubt about that, right? But the idea of thinking that that man was actually going to be with you when he wasn't, I think she created all of that. Because it gets weird every episode we see her. When she tells the story, it's weird even more. So that's what they got going on, okay? Everybody's supposed to meet back at the family house, but of course Nicole went straight in the shower. Ted came home looking for her. He's talking to Kat. Kat like, leave my mama alone. That lady said a lot of stuff and what's true. And he didn't want to, he's like, well, I don't know what's true, but I can't say that we, and she's like, oh my God, this is too much, okay? But he's like, I don't know if she's really my daughter, but I do know that I cheated on your mama, basically. Okay, now when Nicole finally comes out the shower and stands at Ted, I want her to slap the dog out of this motherfucker. Do you hear me? Because there was so many times that you could have let this lady know, and you did it. And I also feel like you put her in harm's way in more than one way, right? Just a little bit. Like I just feel like you just weren't being a man like you should have been. You weren't being a man, okay? And I feel like just tell her the truth. It was going to hurt either way it go. But I feel like, would you rather for it to hurt in private where y'all could potentially control it, or in public the way that it happened? And I just wanted her to slap fire from his face. Okay? But she didn't. And the fact that she didn't kind of makes me think that she might be quick to forgive him, but I don't know, because when we saw Eva show up to a door saying she had nowhere to go, I don't know if he was at a whole nother home because he had to leave their home, or if he was at his office or somewhere. I don't know where she went, or maybe she went back to their house. Maybe that's what their front door looked like. So maybe she showed up to their house. I also feel like with Nicole, she's the type of person where she spent so many years with him, knows that he's a great dad, whatever the case is. I feel like she's going to forgive him, potentially, right? I feel like she would forgive him, but then where does a handsome doctor come into play? Where does the handsome doctor come? Do they start getting closer, and Ted's guilty conscience is making him think that they're having something more than what they really are? Or is that doctor going to start something with Eva? I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be one of the two, and I just need to see how this is going to play out. Okay. Leslie had the audacity to show up to the Dupree's home. And if the Duprees do not handle her like they should, the way they handled that lady that ended up firing Danny from that board, if y'all don't handle her like y'all handled that woman, it's going to be a problem for me. Because I refuse to believe that y'all would let Leslie come into this, into y'all home, into y'all arena, and sign all of y'all Duprees the way that y'all let her. When y'all are supposed to be the big bad wolves, y'all are the Duprees, the prestigious family of that community, and you finna let this woman come and try and call the shots? Oh no, ma'am. Oh no, ma'am. So y'all better get her. Y'all better get her. This gonna be interesting because I feel like her and Eva gonna be beefing at some point. But also at the same time, she's still gonna be weak because that's her mom. So she thinks. But anywho, girl, I don't know what else to tell y'all. I just gave y'all all that I could remember from what all popped up on the show. But y'all can leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on everything that we discussed. I'm Jami, that's me, and honey, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim.